Yes, guys, how you doing? Welcome back to another multi-stream with me and Johnny. How are you all doing? I hope you are all capable of having a wonderful day, a wonderful Monday. Big news out in the world of football today, not relating to Tottenham Hotspur specifically, but Liverpool, well, they might be having a new owner. Jeff Bezos of Amazon fame is about to close on 30% ownership in Liverpool, pending maybe in the future a full buyout. Can't be bad news for Liverpool fans, but we're not here to talk about that too much, but we're sure we'll drop into the conversation. I'm here with Johnny H. Please, guys, smash the like button for us. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already. Notification button should be squeezed. Comments should be dropped. And make sure you also get over to OK Jersey, where you can get 10% off using code, or either code Sean10 or TT10, as in Talking Tottenham 10, 10. 10% off all of your latest and greatest new clubber, old clubber. I think they're just about to launch the training gear as well, so that's coming very, very soon.
Very nice training gear.
That is very nice, actually. And lastly, before I come over and see how Johnny's doing, just a quick little plug for the Spurs Hub, your one-stop shop for all of your football content, your fan content and data, best data tool in the game. But it's also a way to discover new content creators in the podcast realm and in the YouTube realm. Big up to everyone that's already gone over there and signed up. Johnny, how are you, mate? How you doing, mate? What is it, 13 days, 12 days? 12 days until the league starts.
I'm excited. I actually might get a little bit moist if we manage to sign a striker. Listen, look, the most exciting thing that happened to me over the weekend, I went to see Odyssey, which was great.
Was it good?
Yeah, saw it at the IMAX, came out deaf. It was so loud. I swear to you, there was a moment in the thing where I was like this with my ears and I'm thinking, oh my God, I must be getting too old. And I looked across to my left because I was towards the sort of right end of the aisle. And I felt so much better when I saw the youngsters also going like this.
Was it just bad audio, like just too loud? Is that a cinema-specific issue that they could have just turned it down a little bit?
The
or is that
IMAX,
a film-specific issue?
I think it's the IMAX. There's, such exciting, powerful scenes, roaring and all that. And my ears were still ringing the day later. Fantastic film. If you're going to see it at IMAX. A bit different to Jason and the Argonauts when I saw that film, where they used like claymation for the for the monsters. Now a little bit more realistic.
Is it good? Is it? So you know what? I just went to shut down my my Amazon my Audible account because I had like 20 credits or whatever, and I just wasn't using them. And it said, if you want to close it down now, if you want to cancel your account, then you're going to lose all 20 credits. So I had to just go and buy 20 books off the cuff. And I thought what I'd do is I'd buy the Stephen Fry version of the Odyssey and the Iliad because, I haven't read it. So I haven't read the book since I was must have been about 13, I reckon, when I read it. I thought it was a brilliant book. I thought it was brilliant. It really was captivating. But then, you forget all the stories, really, don't you? I know the basic premises, but I'd like to get back into it and, an Audible, a nice little walk with a dog. But is the film worth going to see? I've been to the cinema forever, so.
Yeah, it's a great film. I'd probably maybe question the fact that Matt Damon, he's a very good actor, but I always think of him as the Departed, and Bourne, the Bourne Identity and all those films, rather than that. But for me, Christopher Nolan is the best living director there has been for a long, long time. He's right up there. Dark Knight, Prestige, Inception. There's
he's got a variety of skill sets. You look at people like Scorsese. They generally stick to their lane, don't they? It's a lot of like mafia stuff.
Bada bing.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But you get someone like Nolan who can turn his hand to anything.
Yeah,
it's pretty impressive.
You got to think that maybe he'll end up doing the Iliad next. That was the end of Sean and I's film review for moving on to Amazon. I mean, is he going to do a who was the Newcastle owner?
Ash Phillips, Ashley, Ashley, Mike Ashley.
Mike Ashley, yeah. So is he going to be the Amazon Arena? Is he going to have like Amazon, like we deliver?
You'd think so, wouldn't you? It makes sense, right? Because Anfield is Anfield. They're one of the only other teams that don't have a stadium sponsor. I think they have stand sponsors, but I don't think they have stadium sponsors. It would make sense, wouldn't it? And
Loose change for Amazon.
Global brand, B2C makes a hell of a lot of sense. And if you look at Amazon's share price, despite all the money that they print, it's a bit of a bore. I've had shares in Amazon for a long time, and they just don't really do very much.
They did a lot of the early stage, and now it's all sort of priced in. They could, to increase the revenue, they could build an Amazon sorting office, a Liverpool Amazon sorting office.
I don't know, mate. I don't know how many of the packages would make it to their destination.
Yeah, but
me be working hard. Be working hard. Cancelled. Where's the jingle? Straight off the trap. Calling Scouse as a bunch of thieves.
They could actually.
Oh no, it happened again. What did he just say? I guess it's time to say goodbye. We're getting cancelled today.
But you can imagine, right? They're going to funnel all the proceeds from Liverpool's sorting office to go to Liverpool, like as income.
Yeah.
Find a way. Jeff Bezos will find a way. Liverpool loopholes, mate. There will be an Amazon loophole for sure, where he doesn't pay any tax because Amazon don't pay tax. So Amazon could be a shareholder and take ownership.
Yeah, just write it down. Write down the profits. Yeah, exactly. Or maybe Amazon should just buy the entirety of Liverpool and just put it in their cost centre.
Will that now stop Cody Gakpo? I get it right. Gakpo thinking, well, maybe I won't.
I don't know, mate. I don't know. I don't know how imminente it is, but it seems like it's pretty imminent. And if that's the case, then is that too soon? Or too late in the window for them to be able to put the money in? Maybe the money might already be spent. I think you'll see whether or not Liverpool pay the Barcola price, right? Because what is it the PSG want for Bradley Barcola? 150 million?
140 million euros, yeah. Yeah, big money.
Mental money, mate. He's not even that fucking great. He's a good player. I probably wouldn't call him world class, though. If we're talking about top 4, top 3, top 4, top 5, depending on your own parameters, of any position is world class. You could probably name 3 or 4 better left wingers in the game than Bradley Barcola. I think you probably could. I think if you put him back out there.
Desiree do it. If he's worth 140,
Desiree
250. Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's just mental, isn't it? The market, the game's gone. The market's mental. But
PSG seem to be doing what Chelsea did and just buying up every talent and holding them. And then selling them on at a later date. They still got Zabarni. Is it Barney there? Yeah, Zabarni's there. He's not even played.
Yeah. No, but in the forward line though, if they're going to have Akliouche, Desiree Doué, Mika Götze, Kvaratskhelia, Ousmane Dembele, possibly Bradley Barcola if no one pays the price, and then they've got. What's the guy's name?
Mbamba Gascoigne.
No, there's someone there. No, there's that 18-year-old who's wanted by a lot of teams in England.
Yeah, I know who you mean.
I think it's from Mbamba or something like that. Who looks class as well. Plus they got so much talent at the top end of the park, mate. It's just obscene, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
And buy. Cheers, Will. Cheers, and buy. That's the name. Yeah.
Try before you buy. They do that deal.
Yeah, and possibly Ferran Torres as well, Andy Lester.
Oh no, Torres looks like it's a good deal done. Now that is a bargain. 50 million euros.
Yeah, I don't understand why Premier League clubs all have to pay up, but if you're an obscenely wealthy team in France, that you don't have to pay up. There's no way that Tottenham get Torres for 50 million, or Newcastle, or Man United. They'd be paying 70, 80 because we're an English club. But the wealthiest team in the game, which is PSG, they get to pay European prices for European players. It's very.
It was a rule for them and a rule for us, and a rule for them, and we keep falling for it. I don't even want to mention his name, but the Rat, if the Rat was sold to the Premier League, he'd be 60 million.
Well, can we talk about that, mate? Can we start there with the Tottenham
Yeah.
stuff? Because he's back today, apparently.
Well, he's not.
Jed
Apparently, he's
Spence
not been in training. Apparently today.
Well, he's expected back at some point this week, according to Ali Gold. I don't know. He might not be back today, but he's expected back at some point this week. Him, Pedro Porro, and Spence, all of whom were the sort of the last players to finish the World Cup duties. So that's interesting. How's he going to be? How's he going to be perceived? How's he going to be welcomed around the team after everything that's gone on? Is the club going to be like putting a handshake out to him? Had he won the World Cup, would we be giving him a champion's welcome or whatever? I don't know. That's a by the by now. It's a moot point. He didn't. But here's the other thing, Johnny, is that, and this is something that I do want to talk to you about. I know we spoke about it on Saturday with regards Romero. But everyone is sort of saying he will never go to Arsenal, right? Because the football club wouldn't allow it, because it would just alienate with the fan base that just think you can't do the Sol Campbell thing again. If it's true that there is the release clause that we were speaking about months and months and months ago, when his dad came out and said it, didn't he? It was up in January, I think he said it, and we spoke about it forever, saying it's somewhere between 38 and 50 million quid. Unless there's a clause in that release clause that says you can't go to another English club, if that doesn't exist, then I wouldn't put it past Tottenham's donuttery in the contract writing stakes to forget those sorts of minutiae details. Then ultimately, it doesn't really matter what Tottenham's ownership wants, right? They could reject a bid, but if it's a release clause and there's no clause that says that he can't go to Arsenal, then there's nothing stopping him going to Arsenal apart from Arsenal's desire to pull the trigger and his desire to go there, similar to anything else, right? And what concerns me a little bit is that Jurriën Timber got injured yesterday. Sorry, he didn't get injured yesterday. My mistake, I misspeak. Arteta came out and spoke after the game and said he's out for a long time, right? Yeah. And so with him out and Gabriel Saliba out, I'm pretty sure that leaves just Ben White and...
No, Mascara,
and Ben White as their recognised right centre-back.
Cape, he can play centre-back. He was a centre-back. He can play left centre-back or left-back. So he's quite comfortable playing left-back as well.
On the left side he can.
Yeah.
But on the right side...
Yeah, not on the right.
Saliba's out and Mascara's out. So I think that basically is Ben White and Mascara and Ben White is left after Jurriën Timber and Saliba's gone. So Arsenal might be we need someone to come in on the right side of centre-back. And are you going to get better value for money, genuinely, for 50 million quid than Christian Romero?
No, definitely not. Look, I don't believe that he has a buyout clause because Spurs aren't going to offer him 200 grand a week on a 3-year contract and say, yeah. And not only that, but you can go for 35 mil, right? No. You don't do deals like that. The deal when you sign a new contract is... we'll give you that when the buyout is 60 million, 65 million, right? That is believable. No, I think he's a rat. I've said this before. I can't remember another player who I loved till I absolutely detest. That sort of spin from up to down on the player. If he went to Arsenal, my biggest concern is he cannot be allowed to come to training with Spurs. He cannot. You can imagine him in the training session losing his shit and and going through and taking out our only player that might be fit. So
it's a massive problem, mate. The sooner this whole thing is resolved with Romero and Vicario, by the way. I don't know if you watched when we were doing the watch along. Vicario was sitting on a ball on the sideline. He was just sitting on. It was during the half time, he was just sitting there, sitting on a football, just looking at his phone or whatever. Where is the expedition of this guy's future? What's going on? We haven't heard diddly squat about this one. Why not? And all of that sort of stalemate is just is holding us up. You need to get players out. You can't bring players in until you know you're going to have players going out. The homegrown issue is a problem. It is a problem, Johnny. We'll talk about it. I've got a good friend of the show, or my show, I'm guessing Spurs 5 as well, now your show, Alex Axitos, who sent me a long email yesterday, and it outlined all of his takes on the on the homegrown detail, and it's a really well written email, Alex, if you're watching. And it does look problematic. Like we have a few too many over non-homegrowns in our squad, and we're right on the cusp of having just enough homegrown players. But there's rumours that Solanke's going to leave and Jed Spence is going to leave, right? Which really harms our homegrown status. And if you do sell them, you absolutely have to replace them with homegrown players. But I don't see us linked with any homegrown players apart from Tottenham fans that are linking us to Gibbs White. There's no real noise about Gibbs White from any ITKs. And Rashford, again, is a name that keeps percolating around. But according to all Man United sources, if it's like he's now been given a squad number by Manchester United, they're kind of ingratiating him back into the squad, which is fine. But the answer, the Manchester United ITK was saying basically, if he doesn't get a bid from overseas, then he'll stay at Manchester United, and Carrick's okay with it. So the notion of him leaving and coming to Tottenham from that side of the Oki is like nothing. So can we really afford to sell? I know your answer on Jed Spence, and I share it, right? But
well, Solanke, I don't think he's. To be honest with you, I don't think Solanke's ever going to be in a position between now and the end of the transfer window to actually even be fit to even be considered for a transfer.
Right. Good point.
That's the problem. Do you know what I would do, Sean? I'd go completely left field, mate. You know what I'd do? I'd go and buy Krupi Jr. even though he's injured. I know that sounds absolutely ridiculous, but
I see a lot of people saying that on Twitter.
We're not buying him for 2 months, right? He's going to be out for 3 months when he done his injury, right? We're not buying someone for 3 months. We're buying someone for 4 to 5 years. But
yeah, I hear you.
But for me, the homegrown issue is such that Solanke's just not good enough.
Krupi Jr. doesn't count as homegrown, does he?
No, he doesn't. But he's been at the club. How long's he been there? A year and a bit. For me, we got to keep Berghvall.
And how old is he?
19, is he? Krupi Jr.
Does the homegrown carry over?
You've got to be 21 is it under 21 for 3 years? I think.
But you haven't had to have played at the same club for 3 years. So if you were to buy him, he would become homegrown at Tottenham if you signed him now.
Well, Berghvall. This is why I say we need to keep Berghvall. Look, if our aim, and I presume the way they're spending the money, the whole aim of ENIC 2.0 is for us to get into the Champions League. If that's the case, every season we struggle with homegrown. If we sell Jed Spence and Berghvall, straight away we're going to have a massive issue because that's 2 homegrown players, and I just think it's nonsensical. I think it's nonsensical whatever, because you know as well as I do, we've discussed it before, Pedro Porro has played that many games, we'll sell Jed Spence, and then we got no right back. We're going to have to play Archie Gray at right back. We can't be relying on Destiny Udogie. Robertson hasn't exactly looked the real deal at the moment. What are we doing here? We've got someone right under our nose that is at the height of his positivity and belief in his own ability, and he's on an upward trajectory. Why would you sell him? You sell people who are stagnated, or that isn't happening for them. And if you're selling,
Destiny Udogie's still injured, right? Destiny Udogie is still injured. Loan out Sousa. Loan him out. Assume that Destiny Udogie is always 1 game in 3 weeks out, right? And Robertson can be a leader on the dressing room and can come in certain games where it's necessary or whatever else. Jed Spence will have many, many opportunities to have meaningful minutes this season. 100%. And by the way, Pedro Porro is not going to be match fit for the start of the season anyway. He's probably had a month on the piss since the World Cup. I know he's treats himself physically like he's an impeccable standard of fitness that he keeps to, but I just feel like I suppose you can make the same argument for Jed Spence, right? They're both coming back at the same time, so if one's not fit, the other might not be either. But yeah, I don't know. For me, I don't want to see Jed Spence leave. I think it's mental and madness, and the caliber of the teams that are coming in for him or looking at him, United and Liverpool. That should tell you everything you need to know, right?
Well, that's exactly my point.
Yeah.
That's exactly my point. And listen, I love De Zerbi, right? But, favoritism, teacher's pet, come on, this isn't the type of player we should be getting rid of. Pape Sarr's probably, I know he scored against the under-21s, massive win there for the seniors against the kids. But he, to me, seems like the more likely one that should be leaving, if any. I thought I actually quite liked how Berghvall was picking up the ball and driving forward. That's exactly what I want him to do. And I think, the likelihood is for Spurs fans to sit there and think, all right, we're going to go through the whole season and Tonali and Fernandes aren't going to get injured. You need a Berghvall, you need Gray and Berghvall to be in that squad, coming on, getting minutes. As simple as that.
Unless you are going to sell
Morgan Gibbs-White and get him.
Sell a couple of those, sell Bentancur. But then again, no links for anyone with Bentancur. Haven't seen him this summer at all. Has he played a minute? I don't think he has he?
No, there's rumours there. He was at the training ground on Saturday because I saw a picture of him. But
why hasn't he played any football in the pre-season? There's no rumours that he's injured.
He asked for an extra week off.
But because he's tired, right? That's right. He's fatigued.
Yeah, tired.
I mean, I don't know.
But
I'm really. I saw people on the. I was winding me up. I saw people on the on Twitter yesterday saying, as much as all of our early season transfer business has been great, and everybody was like, "Oh wow, new Tottenham, new dawn, we're back. You should have relegated us. We're back." All this stuff. The gaping holes at the top end of the park, plus our never-ending injury crisis. We've got 7 players out injured at the moment. 7. Arsenal fans are concerned about having 2 players out injured. Right? We are still going through the same old shit. To think that we're not going to have the same old thing happen in week 1, in week 2, where someone goes down injured. All of our early season transfer window progress is for nothing unless we make some additional signings at the top end of the park, mate. And they have to be here for week 1. Like, Brentford away is a really, really, really tricky opening fixture. It's a fucking tough game. And then who have we got the next week? Newcastle, right? It's Newcastle at home the week after, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, people make it, it's not, we haven't got a bad start. That is a difficult start. A difficult start to our season.
I mean, we got, Kudus on the right, who's, he's back on the grass. If Basuma was here, that would have another meaning. Maddison, again, training with the ball on his own at the moment, so I'm not sure how good he is. You got Kulusevski. We don't know when he's going to be back, even though he's on the grass. You got Xavi Simons, who's out for a long time. We just sold Manor Solomon. I mean, that attack is just not good enough. Kudus, right, for these people say, Kudus will come straight back into the team. He hasn't played a minute of football since January.
Yeah.
Right? If you understand football, you can't just roll in, having not played for 6 months, and roll out there and get 90 minutes. So who's going to play up on that right-hand side?
And you know, right, there's going to be a disappointing tweet from Ali Gold or from someone in the next couple of weeks that says he's had a setback.
He's had a setback.
You know there is. You know it's going to happen, mate. Like, he's been out for 8.5 months. 8.5 months. And he's not ready for the pre-season. And it was, what was it? It was a thigh strain. A thigh strain, wasn't it? Was that what it was? It was a thigh strain, right?
Maddison, the way Maddison's back. Maddison's played 45 minutes of football since he's been back. 45 minutes. And he's injured, he's struggling again. He's got a hip injury. He's fragile, mate. He's
You nailed it when you said this. I know Connor's like, it's not true. Big up to Connor if you're watching, but it kind of is true when you look at the stats with regards. I think Maddison has missed 50% of all the fixtures that he could have played since he's been at Tottenham. No, more than that. Must be more than that. He's been here 3 years, right? And he missed the entirety of last season, bar a couple of games. Yeah, and that guy's getting paid nearly 200 grand a week, which turns out to be about 400 grand. And if you've only played 50% of your minutes, it's like 400 grand a performance or whatever, right? On simple math, it's if you're playing 1 game a week. Like, I guess part of the title of this show is, first of all, should Maddison be captain, and second of all, does Maddison need to be sold, slash replaced, or whatever. What I'll let you go with it.
Can't rely. Look. The point here, right? This isn't about. This isn't about James Maddison. Okay,
No.
this isn't like we hate James Maddison. We just don't. I mean, it's not what it's about.
I don't hate James Maddison.
No, he's
hate him
already
at all.
he's had a major ACL layoff, and now he's got his recurring hip problem. This isn't about writing James Maddison off. It's almost the opposite. I just want to protect him, but also think about Tottenham, and we have to think about the bigger picture. Can you actually see James Maddison being the player that we can rely on for the entirety of the season? And the answer is categorically no. Therefore,
I remember when I was in Australia and I was a sales manager, and there was a guy who was in my team, who was one of my sales guys, and he got divorced, right?
Yeah.
And he became a bit of a raging alcoholic. And he was the coolest guy, most popular guy on the team, was a very good salesperson. But in the short shrift of about 3 months, this guy went off the rails very, very quickly. And I had to make some difficult decisions around, what to do with his major accounts, because I was getting phone calls from the people on the other side of those accounts going, Tom didn't turn up to the meeting today. The last time he was slurring his words. And so I ended up having to sort of take his accounts off him temporarily, right? But I had to give him, and a lot of people in the team were like, mate, you're bullying him. Like, he's having a hard time. I'm like, this is a business. This is a business. I'm sorry that he's going through a tough time, but if he's suddenly gone from reliable and awesome to unreliable, I'll give him some time off, right? Let him have some time off, go and figure himself out, whatever. But you have to make tough decisions. And when it comes to James Maddison, it's not personal. If we're having this conversation, it's the same with any of these players. It's what's in the best interest of the football club. Can you have a captain that is not playing football for most of the time? I don't think you can. I think you need a leader on the pitch. I personally do. It's okay if people disagree, but I personally think that you need a captain that's there for the most part, that can lead in the game. Who's in charge, that will communicate. And I also think that captain needs to be quite responsible, quite professional, quite serious. I never thought Sonny was a good captain for Tottenham, because I couldn't imagine Sonny chastising players with that kind of same level of authenticity and authority that someone like a Harry Kane could have done, because they lead by example. Whereas I can imagine Sonny being kind of jovial and kind of, a lot of just joking around all the time, which is fine and great personality and a very talented player. But that doesn't mean that you should have those people in positions where you need them to sort of set the standard in the way that they conduct themselves in all parts of their life. And playing FIFA doesn't really, for me, it's an accessibility versus familiarity thing. With James Maddison's availability on the pitch anyway, which is the more important point here, should Tottenham be diverting a lion's share or a significant share of whatever transfer budget is left into finding someone that can sit in the 10 and hopefully also cover a couple of, or at least one other position. We've spoken about Gibbs White many times, but there's probably loads of them out there. Just people that can cover, because when everyone's fully fit, which is never a thing at Tottenham, you've got a lot of saturation then in squad spaces. But you can't start the season with Luca Williams-Barnett and Conor Gallagher as your creative outlets. One of them isn't creative and the other one is too young, right?
I mean, look, for me, I've been saying this for quite a while, and I get a lot of people saying you hate James Maddison. I couldn't be further from the truth. But you as Spurs fans should be thinking about the club. We always say no player is greater than the club. Well, here's a prime example of it, right? We can see that we have a serious issue in the number 10 department, right? Kulusevski, not fit enough to play at the moment. Got no idea, can't rely on him. Xavi Simons out till probably March, can't rely on him. James Maddison can break down at any minute. Kudus hasn't played in 6 months and or more, and he can't play. So we can't rely on him playing potentially in the 10 role. So the question is, can you rely on James Maddison? The answer is no. Therefore, the club needs to be looking at some sort of hybrid, or if you're not going to get look, Sean and I went on about this in January, okay, where we said we got to go out and buy out Kliush, right? Let's not fuck around. Let's go out there and get him, because we cannot be relying on James Maddison. He's going to break down tomorrow may never come. And I think we missed the boat on him. He's now gone to PSG. But the only sort of player, if you're not going to get a true 10 in the hybrid, is Morgan Gibbs-White, because he can play in the 10 and he can cover Kudus' position outright. Because let's be honest, again, if Kudus breaks down again, we got no one out on that right-hand side.
Right, exactly.
You know, this isn't negativity.
Like literally no one. Solomon's just gone to West Ham. I think it's not quite confirmed yet, but it is basically confirmed, right?
So you might have to play Jed Spence out on that right wing. I mean, like you know, what are we doing here, right? So, you know, people say, "Oh, you're just being negative." No, I'm trying to.
I don't think anyone's being negative. I think
a lot of people think you're being negative.
I hear you, and I often criticise other people for being negative. But there's a difference between a persistent negative theme where you're looking for the reasons to find fault in everything that the football club does, or always trying to put to piss on people's sort of bonfire or whatever, versus like looking at the situation as it stands and kind of going, it's problematic. It's not a negative. I don't think it's a negative viewpoint. I think it's a concern. We're speaking from a place of concern, right? We've had 2.5 months, right, of this since the end of May, right?
Yeah.
And we've done a lot of good work in areas that needed support. 100%. There's like tick, tick, tick. In every, like the window's been fantastic in what we've done, and in terms of outgoings, we've got to talk about Ash Phillips because that's broken down as well. Apparently, he's got a really concerning issue that Tottenham weren't aware of, but that Middlesbrough's medical team have found out. That was in the Daily Mail this morning. What does that tell you, right? How bad is that? We'll come to that in a second. But the front line of the pitch, mate, is the obvious most important area. Every Tottenham fan and I'm sure the manager, everyone at Tottenham would probably know it. But like you said, like setting the precedent in the transfer budgets, or to some degree setting those precedents and letting other teams then take that and move the needle further along. And now you're going to fix the area of the park that is the shortest in supply of talent and therefore the highest in demand. You have obscene prices, and you also seem to be working with this model of like Prem proven is the only way. And that, again, gives you only two options, right? Do you go towards teams that have more need for money, but then you have that talent pool which you might be able to convince to get hold of, or you go to the top end of the park where those people don't walk to the beat of your drum, they walk to their own beat, right? And so we are seeing that right now. Savinho, I mean, I don't know what Savinho's fucking doing, by the way, because he put in a really good performance yesterday, and that is going to make it even more difficult. If he really wants to come to Tottenham, calm down on the pre-season form, Savio, for fuck's sake, bro.
Yeah. I said that to you. Yes, I mean, like, it's like, you know.
I had a look at those highlight reels. He did look pretty tasty, to be honest. He did look pretty tasty.
He did look good. I mean, made me question. But again, playing out on the right. You know?
Yeah, but that's fine though. But like, because he can play off the right, he can play off the left. So can Tel. You know, and it's nice. It's nice to have that versatility and variety. But like, you know, Manchester. Like, I've seen City fans coming out yesterday saying we shouldn't be selling Savinho, because I think they're worried about the same problem that happened with Cole Palmer.
Yeah, but look, I mean, it's like a traffic jam they've got with wingers and players at City. I mean, they're meant to be buying a Udogie as well. I mean, they're going to have to offload a whole load of players. But look, this is about us, and you know, like I said, our glaring situation where we really are looking very weak is up front. And right now, we can't seem to get anything across the line. We are now going to have to pay well over the odds. We started the ball rolling. We rolled the first dice. We set the benchmark paying over the odds. Everyone else has followed. And it's continued to escalate to the point now where, as you quite rightly say, we really need a minimum of 3 players.
Minimum 3, I think.
Minimum
2's not enough.
2's not enough. 3 is what we need. And those 3 players could easily cost us £250 million.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. Yeah, Savio's going to end up costing 75 if they let him go. And increasingly, I don't know what's going on. It's a year to the day. Blaine, big up to Blaino in the WhatsApp group. It was a year ago today that Fabrizio Romano said that Tottenham have entered discussions, club-to-club discussions with Manchester City for Savinho. A year ago to the day. And we're still here. We're still here.
Old. Imagine on a desert island being rescued. And years later, have they done a Savinho? Oh, no.
He's becoming the new Damiao, isn't he? He's becoming the new Leandro Damiao thing.
Oh my God!
You know?
Listen, the poor guy, right? If and when he ever arrives, it's going to be and next.
Yeah, exactly. That is the thing, right? That's the. Let me get your link up so I can put it in the chat. That is the thing. At the moment, it feels like there's going to be a lack of appreciation when he finally comes in. Oh, I see that bloke Ash Coy's in the chat there going, Sean, are you finally admitting that you're wrong about Savinho? Mate, I never said Savinho's a bad player. I just said I don't think he's worth 80, or if he's worth £80 million, then what does that mean? What is Mathys Tel worth? Because at the end of the day, Savinho didn't do anything yesterday, right? He did a lot, but he didn't score, and he could have had a couple of assists but didn't get them. Mathys Tel probably had his weakest game in the pre-season the other day, but he still could have had a hat-trick of assists if he had, I don't know, a little bit better positional play. I guarantee you had Brennan Johnson been on the other side of the park yesterday, on Saturday, then Mathys Tel would have been able to have got a couple of assists for threading it across. And look, I criticised Richie for missing the header, but he didn't actually miss it. He put a decent glide onto it, but it was just a very good save from the Getafe keeper, right? But you know, I don't know if Savinho is worth 80 million. I think Mathys Tel's worth 60. Sorry, like the guy's got a very talented cross on him.
Listen, a lot of guys in the chat, right, talking about us flip-flopping, right? Let me tell you something, right? I remember it very clearly, okay? When we didn't sign him last season, there was all, this club, Enoch, crap, useless, blah, blah, blah. Then, come November, December, thank fuck we never signed that Savinho. He's been absolute toilet. Boy, did we dodge a bullet. Did we dodge a bullet, right?
Yeah.
And then in the January window, when he sort of name got, must say, we don't want him. We don't want him. He's been shit. Then come the summer window, we're linked with him again. No. Oh, maybe. And now they all want him. Now they've all got the hots for him. Look, guys, right? Any player that comes over and steps over that line for Spurs, regardless of what I may think of him, I want him to succeed. All I'm saying is, Savinho, based on what he has done in the Premier League, does not warrant a fee of £70 million. I think that's a fair comment.
Or like if that is the market for a player of what he has achieved in the Premier League standard, then that justifies. Then Cody Gakpo is worth more than that, because Cody Gakpo has scored a hell of a lot of goals. Yeah. He's won a lot of titles. He's contributed to his output and his input. And again, it makes the argument that actually Mathys Tel was a bargain at 30 million quid, and that's the hill I'm going to die on, the Mathys Tel hill.
In this market, Oliver Skip would be 40 million.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Exactly. Pape Sarr's worth 30, but again, like the game has gone, because when you look at the revenues, of the football club. Like Tottenham make 550 million, whatever it is, right, in a really good year. You know, if Pape Sarr in this market is worth 30 million quid, that's circa 5-6% of Tottenham's revenues for a Pape Sarr player. Like, and if you're spending that money trying to rebuild your entire team, it gets to the point where, you know, it just gets to the point where it becomes a little bit of a silly conversation. Right? I don't know what the right price is for any of these things anymore, because the market has just gone fucking bonkers, and Tottenham are a participant in setting that standard. Guys, let's just take a quick pause for some admin. We've got some super chats, and let's make sure that there's 1,250 people here, which is unbelievable stuff for a Monday lunchtime. Love to see it. By the way, Johnny, myself, and Dave are going to be bringing back the Devil's Advocate. For those of you that have been around these here parts for the last few years, was one of our favourite weekly lunchtime shows, wasn't it, Johnny? It was fantastic, right?
Yeah. We're
going to be bringing that back hopefully this week at some point, if we can get everyone together and then make it a regular thing. But get over to Talking Tottenham 1882. Make sure you spend some time over there. Make sure you smash the like button for Johnny. Smash the subscribe for Johnny. You can hit the link there and bring it up, and go over there and spend some time on that channel as well. We're both streaming to the same thing. In fact, it's probably a really good time right now to do the honourable thing and to pivot the brand. Let's have a little look. See, Johnny's going to disappear for a second, and I'm going to bring him straight back in. There you go. I'll figure this stuff out. Figured it out. Johnny, you've got a hell of a lot of fucking pictures in your in your overlays, mate. You might want to clear some of those things out.
Yeah, too many, mate.
Let's do some super chiddly chit chats, guys. Let's do some super chiddly chit chats. We've got these jewels thing. I just turned jewels on. I don't know what they are.
Jewels. I saw those. I mean, what?
I don't know, mate. Listen, I'll tell you why it's weird, right? It's because apparently 100 jewels becomes 50 nuggets or something else. And
how many nuggets to the pound?
I think it's like basically for every 2 jewels, it's a penny, right? So, for example, that's like a 50 pence super chat. I think from what I've read into it. However, I was doing a rabbit hole last night, and there were thousands of jewels being shared, which was very generous of people. Thousands and thousands and thousands. Yet when I looked at the analytics afterwards, there was only £4 worth of revenue. So I don't understand it. But big up to C369. He was on the rabbit hole last night and was also very generous. Big up to you, mate. Appreciate you, bro. And Kicks23 is putting in some jewels as well. Big up to you, bro. Appreciate you very much indeed. Very cool. Ulrika Ratatata, Ulrika Kaka is here with just saying Ratatata. Big up to you, Ulrika. I hope you are all good, miss. Get out of the bath, dry your bits. Dean Lord Ciudini has started the super sticker train. It's well and truly commenced. Where are we doing here? Where's the old? Oh, I haven't got it on Johnny's thing. I'll wait. But choo choo. Big up to Kate and Jimbo as well, member for 4 months. Big up, guys. Starting to panic a little now. We have fallen for the Savinho saga all over again, and still no striker. Is it panic stations yet? How close are you to panic stations on the choo-choo train, mate?
I'll be honest with you. If you sign a Victor Osimhen, for example, Victor Osimhen can't play until he's been cleared by the Home Office and all of that shit and all the paperwork, right?
What is this? I want to play.
What is this paperwork?
I want to play for Tottenham.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think De Zerbi needs the strikers in yesterday. Reading between the lines, he thinks that the easiest positions to integrate are the strikers and the wingers, because their positions aren't really going to change what they're meant to do. The striker has to just drop deep, receive the ball, spin and get back in the box, dragging the defenders out of position, and the wingers have to exploit the space behind what the centre forwards created. So nothing unusual for them tactically to work out. The main tactical drama is centred behind the centre backs, the wing backs, and the midfielders in the shape that De Zerbi wants to keep with in and out of possession. So for integration purposes, it's being easier, but that's no fucking excuse, because right now he's playing with Richie. There is no one else, and like Richie's in every training session. No one else is in a training session. We need somebody right now. And if you're signing someone from abroad, it'll probably take 5 days, maybe longer, to get all the paperwork sorted. You got to go via home.
As it stands, mate, we are starting the season with what we've got. Right, we're 13 days away, right? 12 days away. 12 days away?
Yeah, I can't see Oliver Glasner allowing Anderson and Morgan Gibbs-White to leave the club in the same window, nor can see Marinakis. I think without a 10, we're going to be workmanlike. That's all I can say. I think we desperately need another striker. We desperately do. What if Richie breaks down? I mean, Richie's got his.
He's always on the verge of something, isn't he?
No, but Richie
is managing something.
But Richie's got over that now. He's been working on. He's got his own physio and stuff. So he's been working on his fitness, and since he's taken matters into his own hands, touch wood, his injuries have been a thing of the past. 15 GA last season, not to be sniffed at. I mean, I think Solanke would give his right arm to be 15 GA.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
but
I think Richie looks like he's certainly got the bit between his teeth. You know, And I quite liked some of his build-up play yesterday on Saturday. I thought he can. I know a couple of them went awry.
Yeah.
But he also threaded some nice balls with some first-time whips into the channel for Mathys Tel and that. I think if De Zerbi believes in him,
yeah,
and he believes that De Zerbi believes in him, because I feel like at Everton, I think he was the main man. But ever since he's been at Tottenham, I feel like he's probably never felt like he's like.
You're right.
There's like parts like the fan base. Some parts of the fan base want to love him. They love him because of him. But there's a little bit of like, you're just not Harry Kane, and so I can't, it's not good enough kind of thing. But I feel like if he has confidence in himself, belief in himself, and it can last not just in little moments, but if De Zerbi comes out and says something similar to the tune of what De Zerbi said about Solanke, because he gave Solanke a really good review, didn't he? He said that Solanke's got everything. And I didn't know the sort of context of what the conversation.
Did you believe all of that? Do you think that was genuine, or do you think that was just to make the guy believe in his ability because he's a bit down in the dumps?
Yeah, of course. I'm sure there's some 4D chess, right? There's never no harm in telling people that they're great, right? But Richalison could also do with a little bit of that kind of public words, unless because the only time I can think of that I've heard De Zerbi speaking about Richarlison was after the game against Chelsea when he came out and said, "Yeah, I don't know if he wants to be here." He's changing his mind all the time, right? And then a week later, he's giving this Solanke, who's missed basically most of the pre-season, not done anything in the pre-season, and he's given him this kind of like glowing reference. It's a little bit odd, isn't it? But
the point is,
either way, though, for me. Again, I don't want to bring this back. Sorry, Johnny, just real quick. I don't want to bring this back to Mathys Tel, but I do think Mathys Tel is our best available forward at the moment in terms of what I'm seeing from the pre-season. I'm fine if people just don't want to, it is what it is, right? People just don't see it. It's fine. It's opinions. But I do think if you had a striker in there that is just like a better conversion monster, someone like an Osman, if you can, or a Will Lancashire, like you're putting up there, if you were to have someone there, because I looked at, there was someone put a compilation out there of Mathys Tel's crosses at Tottenham in the last 12 months. So it includes the pre-season and then what we saw in the season, like the Aston Villa game in the league when we won away. And Mathys Tel can put the ball onto a sixpence into really, really dangerous areas. Kolo Muani fluffed like 3 great chances from Mathys Tel's crosses. Richarlison missed a couple. He scored one against Aston Villa, etc. But that was just like in that particular game and 1 or 2 others. But there's like a 4-minute compilation knocking around of Mathys Tel's crossing. And I feel like if there is a monster in the box that can get in the right positions, then Mathys Tel's numbers would look far better than they currently do.
Tell me something. How many seasons have we gone on where we've said as Spurs fans, if we have an injury at right back, we're fucked. If we have an injury here, we're screwed, right? And if right now with Solanke injured, if Richarlison is injured, we're screwed. We're not even going to have a striker. We're not even going to have a striker. We should not have been selling.
Yeah, I agree about Lancashire.
No way should. Well, I didn't want to sell him full stop anyway, but that's another story, right? Because I just think he's got a great future ahead of him. Why do you sell? Look, all these other clubs are not selling their players until they have someone else in, right? That's how you do it. Arsenal haven't sold Martinelli. They've got loads of inquiries for him, but until they get that player in that position, they're not interested in selling him. If Richarlison breaks down, Will Lancashire would have been starting up front, okay? Whether you like it or not, because that's probably what would end up happening.
Are you going to bring his picture up every single time you mention it?
Oh, no. I just think.
I like it though. It's a nice picture. No,
but I just think for me, it's nonsensical and it's amateur hour that, we've obviously put our eggs in a couple of baskets as far as strikers are concerned. It hasn't happened. Right now, we're hanging on a thread that Richarlison doesn't get injured between now and the start of the season. That maybe Solanke comes back from his ankle knock or his sore throat or his cough or whatever it is.
Yeah, his headache. Yeah.
His headache. Right? Yeah.
I bet you every time he gets a headache, he describes it as a migraine. He's one of them types, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. He ain't no warrior. Big up to Højbjerg, who signed for Newcastle today. you wouldn't see
Has
him.
he got to Newcastle, yeah?
I think he's gone to Newcastle. I think he's
That's a
going.
good signing. Good player.
Good signing, yeah.
Good signing.
So
How
he's
old is
gonna be
How old is he now? Though must be
30, maybe 20. Is he
He's a
29?
good player, mate. He's a good player.
He's a warrior, mate.
And he's a Newcastle type player as well. They like a strong
They'll
midfield,
love him
don't
up
they?
there. They'll love him
will,
up
yeah.
there. They'll love him up there. And like, you know,
Oh wait, he's rejected. No, it fell through.
Oh, is he?
He's rejected. He rejected them. Fuck it out.
Wow.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Thinks he's too good for Newcastle. Do you know what? How here? Fucking, what is going on at the tune, man? Have you seen it? That fucking Pierre-Emile Højbjerg is fucking rejected us.
He rejected us? Can you believe it?
I cannot. We don't need Højbjerg, Gabby. We don't. It's nonsense.
I love that fucking guy. I love that guy. No, but I mean, listen, he would have been a perfect fit. Paulinho.
No, Berg.
Very good.
Very good. Great.
Very good. I think I can see Paul. I don't know, Paulinho to Aston Villa playing in the Champions League. I can see that one.
Yeah. Or well, maybe go to Newcastle now.
Yeah, but they're not.
He'll play at Newcastle. It's him sitting in the 6. He's a bit of a monster.
Yeah.
That Mbamba or whoever it was that they signed. No, why do I keep saying this Mbamba? Who the fuck is this Mbamba and where did he go?
Mbamba.
Where did he go? Did he go to Villa or did he go to Newcastle? No, I think, hang on, Mbamba. Where did he go? Mbamba went to... Oh, fuck it, I don't know. Whatever.
If I see any more of these fucking look at me, superhero. Fuck off.
There you go. Newcastle are trying to hijack Paulinho, Kate says. Okay.
Okay.
Well done, Kate. Let's get back to some of these super chats, mate, which they're piling up. A lot of them are these dual things. Don't know what they are, but Carl B says, you're winding me up. Winding me up. Big up to you, Carl. Appreciate you, mate. Thank you very much.
I can't tell which super chats are on Spurs, on Talking Tottenham, and which
I don't know where I don't know where they're coming from. They could come through both. But go over to Talking Tottenham and drop a couple of super chiddly chit chats as well.
Super chiddly chit chats. Yeah.
That's what you got to call them, mate. If you call them super chiddly chit chats, people want to drop them in. You know, it's a nice name. Big up to Rain with the 200 joules. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate the joules game with Adam scored.
The joules game is strong, mate. The joules game is strong.
Yeah, but I don't think they do anything. I don't think they mean anything. I literally, like I say, there was about 10,000 of them dropped on the football. Rabbit hole last night, and it totaled to be about £4.50. So I'm not sure they mean anything, but big up to everyone for doing it. Big up to Rain. Big up to Adam. Big up to the Carl B with the jewels as well. It's very.
Tell me something. 10 jewels, 1 gold coin.
I think 10 jewels is 5 pence. I think.
Okay. Tell me something, right? Are they? Can you pay in denaries? Have we got?
I don't know. I've got no idea how they work. But we appreciate it. 6 jewels, 3 pence from Scottsburg. Big up to you, bro. Big up to you.
Chilly chit chat.
Big up to NY Spurs as well, and Jessica H. I got no idea what these jewels are, but they're very cool. Apparently, very cool. Appreciate you all.
You know what would be nicer when they do the jewels? If suddenly the jewels start flying all over the place, it gets.
I think on the actual show, you know, it's the same with like a super.
Yeah.
A super sticker. We just see the super sticker, but on the actual on the actual YouTube show, you get like an emoji or something that does.
Oh right,
something.
okay.
I think it's the same with these jewels, but it's a new thing, whatever. Big up to a user says sell Romero to Woolwich, 70 million quid and suit each other.
There they go. What a cunt. Sorry.
Oh,
rat. Sorry.
There goes the demonetized. All those jewels are in the bin.
Rat. What a dirty rat. Sorry.
Yeah, don't forget to get over. If you're going to throw some jewels in, throw some jewels on Talking Tottenham show as well. Appreciate you guys for doing it. Big up to a user. Spurs OC, big up to you. It's great to see the band back together. Yeah, we love a bit of Johnny and Sean. It'd be great to get Dave back as well. For those, the old Devil's Advocate was such a great show, wasn't it?
Yeah, 100%, mate. 100%.
I had like 15,000 subs when we were doing it, and it would have like 1,800 people watching. I don't think I've ever recreated the live stream.
People like the format. People
Yeah,
like
they
the
love the
format because we were like three different voices, but you know we sort of blended together, even though we didn't agree on a lot of stuff.
Dave is so funny. He's superb, right? Because he's got this. He's normal. We can have a normal chilly chit chat, normal chat, and then if you wind him up, he can suddenly just fucking explode into like, no, Johnny, no, Johnny.
No, definitely not.
And then 10 seconds later, he's pissing himself laughing. You know. Big up to Spurs 6659 says Osman is the striker we need, but we also 100%. Need Gibbs White if we can get him or go for Alex Scott. Would you take Alex Scott, Johnny?
Of course I'd take Alex Scott. Alex Scott is sitting there waiting for us to come. He's desperate to come to Spurs. Absolutely.
Yeah, Bournemouth act like a big club, don't they? Bournemouth are just like, nah, we're not selling you. Go fuck yourself.
This is the guy we need, though. We need Oxman, mate. You know, that's the guy we need. Desperately. He's the only, for me, he's the only striker that elevates everything we've got. It makes me think we are now top 5 rather than top 8.
Yeah.
Maybe top 9 with that attack.
Do you think there's any truth to it, though? Or do you think that
No, I think Spurs are definitely trying to sign him. I definitely do. I definitely do. Thinking about how much money they were trying to offer Harry Kane to come back, and he's not coming.
How much were they trying to offer him?
Hundreds of thousands. Well over 3. Pushing 4.
And he said no.
Yeah. So, you know, I think the Osimhen deal makes more sense.
Well, if they can afford that for Harry Kane, they can afford that for Osimhen, right?
100%, mate.
But would Osimhen spend a year out of the Champions League?
Well, people say it's all about the money, and if it's all about the money, look, he wants to come to the Premier League. He could easily go to another club that's in the Champions League. Aston Villa can't afford to buy him and pay him his money. So who does that leave? Man United, they could afford it. Liverpool, potentially, but I think they need defensive.
Ooh. There's a bomber.
Here we go.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Finish your point, Johnny, whilst I'm bringing this up.
I'm in anticipation. Look, I think for me, he is the only guy who we could possibly get that will turns this whole ship around. He offers everything. He's pace, power, hold up play, dragging players out of position. Aerially, he's fantastic. Score with both feet. What's not to like? His dribbling's not good, but he doesn't need to. Just lay it off. Come deep with the ball. Lay it off to our wingers, whoever they may be. One thing's for sure, once we get Kudus fit, he's not going to have that problem that he had under Thomas Frank, where there was only one outlet every single time he tried to get rid of the ball. Who we got? What's it saying?
I'll find it. In terms of Sizzy's main channel, there's nothing that's today. That's from 2 days ago. In his replies,
let me have a look.
In his replies, he said the most recent thing is 54 minutes ago. Gakpo is De Zerbi's choice. Is that what you guys are talking about, or is it something about like what's the other one? Is it private? Is it Prive Sizzy? What's it called? Hang on. Sizzy Comps? Is it Sizzy Comps? Let's have a look. What's he said?
Sizzy, I'm just looking at Sizzy exclusive on.
Is there any truth to Tottenham being interested in Monaco striker following Balogun? Yes, it's a deal that's there to be done if Spurs want to do it.
Yeah.
Same with Mikel Tadzi and Mateta. And Endrick is obviously admired. I mean, I had Henry Wright on the show yesterday. To be fair to Henry, right? To be fair to, unless there's something else, guys, let me know if I'm missing something. Is it about? It's about Balogun.
That is it. It's Balogun. Yeah.
Okay. So
Balogun's been mentioned. Like, look, I like Balogun. I think he's a top finisher. I said to my Arsenal mates when they sold him, I think you made a huge mistake. Did really, really well on loan. Had a really good season at Monaco. My only thing, I think he's perfect for Spurs in the sense of when we got the two best progressive passers, centre-backs in the Premier League, he's brilliant playing off the shoulder. He can also come deep. He's really good at all of that. My problem is the weakness is he strong enough physically for it? That is my only question with him. Mateta, who's gone from a guy who couldn't hit a barn door, he was shocking. Under Oliver Glasner's got him back on track. Again, great hold-up play, great at getting in the box.
Do you think Mateta would go to Nottingham Forest? They're looking. Nottingham Forest are interested in our man, right? He's injured currently with a sore nose, sore eardrum or something.
Eardrum,
But to me, I'd
sell Solanke. I would sell
Mateta to Forest makes a hell of a lot of sense, right?
Yeah, I'd sell Solanke, no problem, and then bringing in. I think Mateta.
You know what? So this is what I say about I know Henry very well, right? I've known him for a long time. He does have a good eye for talent, right? I'm not saying he's like a coach or a scout or any of this bollocks, but I'm just saying he does. He picks up on players and like goes, they're ballers long before it's generally kind of accepted that they're good players or great players. Yeah. And he was talking about Mateta long time ago. He was talking about Mateta with me, I got to say, like 2022 probably, 2020 maybe like late 22, early 2023, and then he went and then Mateta went and did it, right? And I said to Henry the other day, like, do you still think Mateta? Would you still take Mateta at Tottenham? And he's like, all day long. Yeah, I don't know if that's just him like reinforcing his old opinion, or
he's getting on a bit though. That's the thing.
He's getting on a bit, and he failed his medical to AC Milan. So is there a lingering issue there? Don't know, but like,
he had a bit of a thing towards the look. Mateta, when he first got to Palace, he had a good reputation before he got there. It was a good signing by Dougie Freeman, but he didn't really hit the ground running. Again, the same old thing. Present chance after chance after chance. Kept fluffing his lines, and then Glasner comes in, gets him to calm down, and we start seeing him banging in the goals. I'd like to see Endrick said he'll only go to a Champions League team.
Yeah, so that's off, right? So that's off. He might go to Aston Villa. If he goes to Aston Villa, does that free up Ollie Watkins? Would you take Ollie Watkins, Johnny?
That's Endrick Lamar. What's that?
You love a fucking picture, don't you? You like Ricky Sachs. Let's just pull up a picture.
Pull up a picture. Do I like who? Mika Datsy.
No, we'll come to him in a second. Ollie. Have you got Ollie Watkins in your fucking repertoire?
No, mate, he's not, mate. He's not. I don't bring in. I don't bring in players.
You wouldn't take Ollie Watkins?
I would have taken Ollie Watkins when he was at Brentford.
No, but we're saying, would you take him now?
Does
Ollie Watkins fill you with more like satisfaction than Richalison or Solanke?
I take Watkins over Solanke all day long, 100%. I think they complement each other. To be honest with you, they're different type of players.
I don't think there's a lot between. I don't think there's a huge amount between them. Like I think Watkins scores more goals than Richarlison, but he gets fed more chances than Richarlison. But they both miss a lot of chances that they get given. Solanke is a little bit too selfless, a little bit too much of like a whipping boy. I just think he's like, we've spoken about this loads of times. I just think he's a bit of a soft cock, isn't he? He's not like a hungry striker. He's not.
Well,
I
believe would say I believe that if a fit Kudos and a top left winger, Richarlison has his best GA in the Premier League this season if he's playing. That's what I believe. He had shocking service last season. There was no one. Kudos was out for most of the season. We didn't have anyone really playing out on the wings, and he somehow got 15 GA. And I think a lot of people don't recognise that fact. I think that
the concern that I have, and I think it's a genuine one. But I haven't rated Richarlison. I never wanted him, right? But I'm also willing to give him credit where it's due. At the moment, if both players are fully fit, I would start the season with Richarlison over Solanke, right? Yeah. So I hope that's like gracious enough, despite me not. I backed Solanke. I've backed Solanke since he's been here, and it's for one reason or another he hasn't really helped my cause, and I've never really backed Richarlison. But where I stand on Richarlison is I just think that you can't rely. He has always. I just feel like Tottenham needs to adapt their play to suit him, rather than him adapting his style to be accommodative to other players. And if you have to do that for one guy in football, then that one guy better be fucking extraordinary, like a Mo Salah was, like a Messi is, or still to some extent a Messi is, like a few players are, like Ronaldo, whatever else. But I just feel like with Richarlison, is the juice worth the squeeze in terms of, like, yes, he'll get you a few goals, but he misses so many chances.
He can play the role.
You have to play to his strengths because his weaknesses are very pronounced.
No, I don't disagree, but I believe he can play the role of dropping deep, bringing defenders with him, spinning and getting back in the box and creating the space for others.
If his first touch provides it, but so many times it bounces off his foot and goes back to the opposition.
Would you take him?
Your man Jackson.
Well, I don't know about my man, but I thought alone, if we couldn't get anyone else.
I really liked Nicholas Jackson when he played for Villarreal. I thought he was really good, but I'm not convinced he's a Premier League player for a possession-based team.
Yeah,
that's all I think. But he's getting better. But like I say, people like Benjamin Sesko. Everyone wrote Benjamin Sesko off after 6 months in the Premier League, but he finished the season brilliantly. So, there's always like levels to the. How old is Nicholas Jackson? He's still young, isn't he? He's like 23.
No, he's got to be older than that,
isn't he?
25, 26, maybe even a bit older. Isn't he?
25. Yeah, just turned 25, 24.
Yeah. Yeah, he's people write off players too early. If you looked at Mateta when he was at Palace under Roy, he couldn't hit a barn door.
Right.
You wouldn't have given 2 bob for him. And the thing I like about Jackson is he does get in the positions. He gets in the positions, but like you say, his finishing is he's just not good enough. We've been linked with this other guy, haven't we? Matteo Bahoya, and good season last season, but like, are we really going to go down the road of buying a 21-year-old, potential? I mean, they're asking Eintracht Frankfurt, looking for like 55 million euros. Because of his pace. Listen, he's very highly rated in France.
He's benched by Mathys Tel and Udogie for the French under-21 team.
Yeah, but apparently they think he's got a really high ceiling. What he's very good at, Sean, he's got unbelievable pace, and his crossing accuracy, unlike Mathys Tel, is extremely good. I think Matthias, if you could get a manager that get inside his head and tell him to calm down a bit in that last final.
For who?
For Tel, because Tel, I think if you could get to Tel, he just like, when he gets into that position, it's like I got to do it.
Yeah, every time he gets the ball, he's thinking about taking them on until it's a closed door, and then if it hands it back.
Yeah,
I hear you on that. But I think that's the same with a lot of players, But listen, Savinho looked really good. He did look good like yesterday, taking players off. But he wasn't double man marked, right? So
like Kudus was. Like Tel
had been in pre-season.
Yeah, that's why I think that's why I think if we buy a top, imagine you buy a top striker and a top left back. Who are you? Like, it was easy to shut Spurs down last season. 2 up on Kudus. There's no other outlet. Every time Vicario kicked the ball, it was to Kudus, right? Kudus is going to have a lot more freedom.
But exactly the same thing happened with Mathys Tel on the left-hand side, right? Yeah. And it's been the same, like tried and tested in pre-season. No one seems to want to And what I find really weird I'm not making about Tel specifically, but I'm going to take your point and run with it here. Like, everybody, it feels to me like when we were doing that watch-along yesterday, when Mathys Tel didn't do something extraordinarily good against a double man-marked system, the people in the chat, I don't know if it's just because of like they want to wind me up, and if so, you fucking succeeded. So congratulations. But it just feels like they like people want to come at him. you know. And I feel like there'll be the same sort of energy for Savinho. There's a half of the fan base that don't really want Savinho because they think that we can do better. I'm more than happy for Savinho to come in. If we start the season with Tel and Savinho as the left and right wing, either side, whichever side it is, right? And then we have
Savinho. Savinho.
If Kudus is fit, but Kudus isn't.
Yeah.
Hey, mate, listen, mate. You ain't dropping my Mathys Tel when you're fucking
delusional. What I would say is, and I've said
Kudus isn't going to be fit for the start of the season. Let's be honest.
No, he's not going to. I don't think he's going to be fully fit. But what I would say to you is, though, I have to give credit where credit's due. Is that in a normal scenario where you have a top left winger and a top right winger, Mathys Tel never starts a game. He comes on as a sub and can impact game.
I disagree with you. Because I genuinely look at Mathys Tel.
I'm saying while he grows, Sean. I'm not. No, what my point here is that let him grow into the role. What we've done last season,
Why does Savinho bench Mathys Tel?
Well,
genuine question. Apart from he's a new signing, but what is it that Savinho does that Mathys Tel doesn't do? What is it that Mathys Tel doesn't do that Savinho does?
He's not signing, they're not going to be signing a player for 60, 70 million pound and putting them on the bench. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But what I would say to you is, I think it's good for Mathys Tel's career to be coming on as a sub while he gets improve, rather than what happened last season where he was thrown in the deep end in a shit performing team, right, where he was meant to play above his ability or where he was in his career. You know, he's still learning, he's still young, he's got a lot
of Savinho. Savinho. All I'm saying is, right, let them both have their minutes and let's see what happens. But I genuinely don't see anything like Savinho can huff and can puff. Don't blow any doors down. I'm more than happy for him to come in. I'm more than happy to, because I think he will thrive if he's got one defender to attack. I think Kudus will thrive if he has one defender to attack. I think Mathys Tel will thrive if he has one defender to attack. But when Kudus started the season last season, he was at his best when the other teams hadn't figured out the whole Thomas Frank system. Right, and as soon as they did, they double man marked him, and he would find a way to get to the byline and win a corner kick, and that's where most of our output came from. Mathys Tel then felt exactly the same thing for the entirety of the second half of the season when Kudus went out injured, and Mathys Tel also provided a lot of assists and a lot of opportunities that weren't converted by our shit show front end. Right, but Savinho going in any one of those three will struggle to impress an exhausted and frustrated fan base if they have two men double man marking them, because when it comes to the analysis, that whole double man marking thing seems to be forgotten about. I remember Kudus getting, like, people go, oh, Kudus has lost it. This is what the West Ham fans warned us about him. Yeah, but it was because he had two men marking him, right? Yeah. Same with Mathys Tel. You put one man on Mathys Tel, Mathys Tel's beating him every single fucking time. Same with Savinho, same with Kudus.
No, but this is my whole point I'm trying to make to you here, right? When you Spurs only had one outlet, which was Kudus at the start of last season. And
Tel in the second half of last season.
Yeah, no. So my point is, right, that is exactly my point. When you have a balanced team, at a balanced defence where you've got equal situation, where you've got Kudus on one side and Savinho, whoever it is in there, and you've got a striker, you got plenty to worry about, right? When you've only got one threat, it's easy. So when Kudus went out, Mathys Tel, not only was he not ready to assume the role in his career because he was still progressing, but he's been doubled up on. So it's a tough ask. It's
the same for all of them. I don't think Mohamed Kudus provided anywhere near enough output. And when he became double man marked because we had no other outlet, like, the same shit happened. He struggled. Mathys Tel walked into the exact same problem when Kudus went out injured. Everything went down our left-hand side. In this pre-season, you can see that the Tottenham players on that park look to him as our creation, rather than looking down the right towards Solomon or Micky Moore in the last game. And yet the opposition see that coming, adapt and put two men on him. Okay, and he still tries his hardest. I don't think there's any meaningful fucking difference between Kudus, Tel or Savinho. They are both incredible. All three of them are incredibly talented at dribbling, incredibly, like, scuppered by having two men on them if you only have one outlet. The good thing about Mathys Tel is that
point.
he has won the exactly. I've been saying for fucking 3 years that Tottenham need dual front threats and a 6 or an 8 that can switch hit, and we have the 6-8 switch.
We actually had a 10 that was fit as well.
100%.
And a striker.
If anyone is making the argument that like Tel is instantly like the worst of the other two if Kudus and Savinho come in, fair enough. If that's what you think, but let's see how the cookie crumbles when it does. Because I think that Mathys Tel has just as much going for him, a year younger than Savinho does, and Savinho might be slightly better at sort of running at pace, but. We'll see, but I think it's great to have all three options. I think it'll be great to have all three options.
I think the whole Spurs team is a different team when you've got twin threat. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Don't we have a way, whether it's Kudus, Savinho, Gakpo, Tel, when you've only got one outlet and you've got strikers that aren't firing, it's not much for you to worry about. There's not much for you to worry about. Give them two attacking wing backs, give them two fantastic wingers and a striker, and suddenly the defences are in a panic. I don't think right now, if I was playing Spurs, I'd be too much. I wouldn't be worrying too much. I really wouldn't. I would say the defence is more. And let's be honest, right? I want to pull this up. I've gone on about.
Johnny, do you mind if I just pause you for 2 seconds if you're going to take us into another direction just quickly?
Yeah,
guys, there's over 1,400 people here.
Hit the likes, bud.
First of all, smash the like on whichever channel you're watching from. But please make sure that you respect both parties here, right? So if you are watching this on my channel, make sure you go over there as well to Johnny's. There's the link. Okay, you've got to make sure you sub to him. It's only fair, only reasonable. So make sure you sub so that he pops up in your stream, in your feed when he's going live and I'm not live. And also make sure you smash the like over there. Spend a little bit of time over there. And if you are generous enough to put in some jewels or some super chiddly chit chats or whatever else, I've got no idea. We don't get to see where these chats are coming in from. There's a lot of super chats here, which will come to once Johnny has done his landing his next point here. But please do some on Johnny's channel as well, because we are multi-streaming. But I just want to make sure that it's as that everyone is respected, and so big up to you all. Please get over to Johnny's channel, and if you are on Johnny's channel and you don't subscribe to my channel, then get over to the fucking Spurs Talk Show. You know where you been?
100%. Listen, I just we've been talking a lot about the attack. I just want to make something talk about this. I spoke about this before we even signed him. Van Hecke, his biggest weakness, and he did this at Brighton quite a lot. He likes to step out and engage high up the pitch. He does it a lot, and it was a worry of mine. And you see him in that game against Getafe. He was the reason they scored. He stepped up to engage the player, completely missed, left a gaping hole behind, and that's where they run in and scored. That's why it's crucial for me that Micky is there to potentially sweep up and clean up the mess. I personally would love to see us play free at the back, because I think a combination of Senesi, him, and Van Hecke, I think we'd be really hard to break down defensively, because I think each one of them complements the other on their...
Senesi, Van Hecke, and Van der Ven?
Yeah.
Well, who plays in the middle?
Well... Senesi, probably.
That's the most important part of your synopsis.
Well, I know they were...
Micky Van der Ven looked like a fucking duck out of water, bro, when he was asked to play left side of a 3 under Tudor. I remember when we were at the Arsenal game?
Yeah.
At our place. It was right. I mean, I know you sit on the halfway line. I was in the south stand. Jed Spence was getting torn up by Bukayo Saka in that game. Torn the fuck up, right? And Micky Van der Ven was standing on the left paint of the left side of the box, the penalty box.
Yeah.
And there was no one there, right? Jed Spence was like 5 yards further to the corner flag, trying to handle Saka. Saka was tearing him up, and there was no other player there. but Micky van der Ven didn't know whether he should go and support or whether he should be back on the edge of the 6-yard box and defending the near post. And we conceded a goal from that moment, and it happened like so many times. And I remember talking to Jim from Also Spurs, who sits behind me. I was turning around going, bro, like, what the fuck is Micky van der Ven doing there, mate? It's like, what are you doing? You know, like you're defending nothing.
I understand that, but I'm not going to put any credence to what Tudor done, because the shape and how De Zerbi likes to play. Like if he plays in a back four, he likes like a box formation with the midfielders and the centre backs. I think he's not going to play three at the back every game, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do see the odd game where he plays three at the back, because you've got Senesi and depending on the strikers, Sean. Depending on what we got going on up front, we got the two most progressive centre backs in the Premier League. It's hard to leave them both out. And
no, I hear you. I hear you regarding Van Hecke's positional vulnerability.
He does it a lot, mate. He does it a lot.
I hear you, but that's where Micky van der Ven can cover him, right, with the pace, right?
Correct. So, and the other thing is, Micky's not very good in the air, whereas Van Hecke is very good in the air. What Senesi is very good at is reading the game. He reads the game fantastically. Second of all, Senesi is fantastic going forward. The amount of goals and assists he gets for a centre-back is unbelievable. Really good at creating chances. And I'll be interested to see, because I think everyone's just assuming it's going to be, the double Dutch. It'll be Von Dutch at the centre-backs. And,
Von Dutch hat, shall we, mate? Forget Von Dutch hat.
There's Von Dutch. But I think Senesi might surprise a few people.
No, listen, mate, Senesi had a fucking phenomenal season last year for Bournemouth, and for him to sit on the bench,
Player of the season.
Yeah, 100%, right? Amongst a lot of talented players that had a great season. So, 100%. We've got a bargain there. When will we see him, though? We haven't seen him play a second, have we, of football in the pre-season?
No, we haven't. But I think for those who are thinking you're just going to see Van Hecke and Micky van der Ven, I think you might be surprised. That's my take on it.
I hear we have been training for a back three, but it'd be nice to see if that's the case. We are 13 days away, mate. No, not even that. It's 12 days. 12 days away.
It's a worry, isn't it?
Huge worry. I mean, honestly, this pre-season, I know we spoke about it on Saturday, but this pre-season for me has been the biggest shambles I've ever seen. Like a 70-minute game followed by a 70-minute game with the under-21s, of which the under-21s apparently almost won. A JA, who's an under-21 player, scored the winner for Tottenham for the first team. So he's we've lynched him out of the under-21s team, and he scored against his teammates. 70-minute game against Getafe that was pretty rough and unnecessarily physical. Chelsea, of which 45 minutes was competitive. After that, it was a 10 against 11 game, which was stupid. And then games against Auckland, Sydney, and MK Dons. Johnny, I'm sorry, man. I know that pre-season doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, but it kind of does matter a little bit when you've got so many new players. You've got a new coach, new players. Everyone's trying to build something, and there's nothing for us to really get our teeth stuck into. I honestly, I see people doing this 10 things we learned about Tottenham from the Getafe game. What could you possibly have fucking learned from Tottenham in the Getafe game? Honestly, I know people just put content out for content's sake. I'm part of that problem. But if people are putting out the things that we've learned about Tottenham, do me a favour. No one learned a fucking thing from the Getafe game. No one learned anything. Because
I look at Arsenal. I look at Arsenal's games. They played MK Dons. They played Girona, Borussia Dortmund. They played Como on Wednesday. And then they're playing in the Community Shield against Man City. That's a pre-season. That's competitive. We haven't had one, I would believe, competitive game other than Chelsea. That's it. One game. One game.
And Hoffenheim we played twice. What does that mean, by the way? Like, you're going to the Hoffenheim game, right?
Yeah, I'm going.
So I haven't bought a ticket for it, but I'll do the watch along. But I need to see a first team together. We haven't played, like, no first team has played. Ben Davies has had basically the most amount of minutes in our fucking pre-season, and that geezer's like 6th choice left back and probably 3rd choice left centre back.
Archie
It's been
Gray.
a shambles, bro. It's been an absolute fucking shambles, mate.
Archie Gray, him and what's his name? What was his name?
Who's that?
Rio Kitamarian.
Oh, yeah. Is that him? Kaya Martin, yeah?
Yeah, Martin, yeah. Callum Uluesi, we haven't even seen him. He's one of my favourite academy kids. He's injured at the moment. I don't know, mate. It's I got a spare ticket if you want. I think I've got a spare ticket, Sean, if you want one.
Yeah. I looked on the old website. I know how Henry's going. But listen, I might listen. If you got a spare ticket or Will's got a ticket, I didn't, because the only tickets that were left were like row fucking 69 or something, and I was like, no, nah, I ain't gonna do it. But it would be good to get up. It would be good to get up and drink some Magnums down the high road and have a fucking riot, have a ruck with some Hoffenheim lads, you know. And by the way, I saw someone in the chat asking like 100 times over, forget who it was, about Aslani, Fiznik Aslani. He's gone to RB Leipzig, I believe. So that. And he's a talented player, but Leipzig doing their thing. Johnny, can we do a couple of super chilly chit chats?
Yeah, do the chit chats, and I'll just check out, see if there's any transfer news. Carry on.
Yeah, do your thing. Nick B 7014 says, love Sean and Johnny's channels. Big up to you, Nicky. Thank you, mate. I haven't seen your name before, mate. Please don't get boring like some other channels. We all need a laugh when we're married. Yeah. Appreciate you, mate. Appreciate that, bro. I don't know whose channel you did that via. I haven't seen you. I don't think I've seen the name Nick B before. So, but you might be on Johnny's channel. I don't know. But by the way, guys, if you are here, make sure you do get over to Johnny's channel. And if you do want to throw in some super chats or super jewels or whatever they're called, and do it by Johnny's chat as well, obviously, because we're doing this together, you know. And Football Link is not dead, by the way. It's just on hiatus for those who are wondering. Big up to Scott Spur. Thank you very much for that one, Nick B. Appreciate you, mate. Very nice feedback. Gold coin from 10 jewels for Scott Spur. Big up to you, mate. Shermanator 007. You know what a name?
007, yeah.
Johnny auditioning for the last word on Spurs graphics, showing a player every 10 seconds. Just need to be 2 hours late to the live stream.
Sherm's down in Brighton. Hope you're well, my friend. Must touch base. Haven't spoke to you for a while. Hope you're well. Looking forward
Big up to you, Sherm. Big up to you, mate. Big up to you. If you're doing that via Johnny's channel, then come over to Spurs Talk Show and give a little sub as well. Appreciate you, mate. Atavacron Wembley. Big up to it. I haven't seen your name for fucking forever, mate. I remember you were lurking around 5 years ago when I started. I haven't seen you forever. How you doing, mate? Afternoon, boys. Am I the only one to have Ndombele vibes by way of the fact we seem to be the only club in for Savinho? Well, that's an interesting conversation, Johnny. Where are the other links for anyone else for Savinho?
No
Where's
one's
Newcastle? Newcastle have just lost their right winger, Nganga. Not Nganga. What's his fucking name?
They've lost Gordon for a start.
No, but who's the right winger? Who's the pacey right winger that was at Forest? Who went there? And not Nganga. What's his fucking name? It's not, I've got this thing in my head now, like silent ends and shit. Nganga. No, what's his name? Newcastle right winger.
Harvey Barnes has signed a new contract.
Alanga.
Oh, Anthony Alanga. Sorry.
I'm going to get called a fucking racist for that one.
I thought Alanga came from Forest to Newcastle.
That's what I said. Yeah, he went from Forest to Newcastle. Yeah, But Alanga has just got injured. Apparently, it's a nasty one. So Newcastle are probably going to be in for a right winger, but no news on them coming in.
No one wants to go to Newcastle, Sean, for some unknown reason.
Howie, on the tune, what the fucking tune? Big up to you, Atavacron. Yeah, it's an interesting one, mate. It's an interesting one. There's not a lot of other people that are in for, and no one was in for him last summer either. By the way, no one was in for him last summer.
We're prepared to drop everything. break the bank for a player no one else has shown the slightest interest in. I mean, you know, I liked it when we signed Berghvall because other clubs were in for him, Barcelona and a couple of other clubs were in for him, and we managed to secure him. You love a story like that. We love a story, but there's no such story attached to this one. You know, if you pulled off a Victor Osimhen, you can put that in your album, right? You know, because you know other clubs would have been interested in. I mean, Balogun, his agents are offering him to Spurs, not the other way round. Spurs, you know, yeah, he's of interest, but he's probably number 4 on the list. If we do sign Balogun, you know it's because we couldn't get any of the other players that we really, really wanted, I would say.
Listen, we got to talk about Balogun a bit more in detail than we have, and we'll do that in just we'll get through these duels, and then I want to talk about Micky Tadzi as well, because I don't know why he's on the shorter list of the longer list of the short list, but for me, I think Balogun's 5'11". I think Micky Tadzi's like 5'9", Johnny. But
yeah,
if I had to pick between the two, I'd be picking Micky Tadzi all fucking day. Micky Tadzi has got that Berbatov kind of like excellence. He's got a little bit of Robbie Keane in him. He finds a little pocket, finds a little space, little short back lift, scores 15 goals every season wherever he's been. Nothing to dislike about him apart from his size.
Well,
I'm not heightist, but
yeah.
Even De Zerbi's come out and said we're looking for bigger players, right?
Yeah, I do question the fact of, you know, is he big enough?
Yeah. Big up to the Big D. That devil's advocate was peak YouTube. Dave's class. Yeah, he is, mate. He is. Yeah, we're going to bring it back. Hopefully this week we'll get one done. Big up to Cyril McCoys with the 100 jewels. Big up to you, bro. 6 jewels. 3 pence from Spurs King. 3 pence from Spurs King. Love it, bro. Love it. After YouTube's taken their money, 1.5 pence, mate. Can't even get a penny sweet with that anymore. Given the penny sweets still exist, by the way, Johnny. Are they still called penny sweets?
Well, probably not a penny now.
5 pence a pop, aren't they now? Obviously, you know, 5 pence a pop. Inflation's inflation. Big up to Michael Thickpenny. What a name. A thick penny is probably like a 2 pence piece, isn't it?
Is that for real? Thick penny?
Michael Thickpenny. Balogun to have a medical. Have a look, Johnny. See if you can see anything. Big up to you, Michael. Thank you very much.
No, I haven't seen anything yet. To be honest with you. There he is, running around.
Would you take him, though?
I would. Because I've been a fan of his. I've got to be honest with you. Like, I was a fan of his when he was at Arsenal on loan. And I was thinking, you got a top player there. And I thought they'd call him back. But they had, who was the other player that was at Arsenal, the striker that went to Crystal Palace? What was his name? Can't think of his name now. Went to Palace for 35 mil. Trying to think of his name. He was playing for Arsenal. He played for Arsenal. He was a bit older than Balogun. Someone will remember in the chat. He went for like 35 mil. He's been injured a little bit, but he was their striker. And he didn't. They got offered really good money for Balogun. He had a great loan season. Then he's gone to Monaco, and he did very well last year at Monaco. He did really well. Don't forget he's playing in the Champions League, mate. And I thought he looked really, really good in the World Cup. Those runs on the shoulder of the defender, dropping deep. And, Eddie
Nketiah.
Eddie Nketiah, that's it. Eddie Nketiah was ahead of him, and that's the reason.
The chat always knows.
Yeah, well, it's like so many names in my head. But I knew who I was talking about. But, so Nketiah was older than him, and they needed to, get rid of one, so they chose Balogun. I think they chose the wrong one, personally. But Arsenal were producing lots and lots of players in their academy, unlike us, drawing out 35 million for Eddie Nketiah. For the hard of hearing.
Big up to you. Big up to you. Let's get some of these. Shay Bryant saying, big up Bumber Klutz. Good show.
Bumber
Thank you,
Klutz.
mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate you, mate. Thank you very much, bud. We got some of these 100 jewels coming in. Oi says future's bright. Big up to you, bro.
Jules Holland.
Marzy's put in 4 times 10 jewels. Big up to you for the jewels, bro. The jewels never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down. Daniel Field has also said knobheads. Knobheads. There you go. Big up to you, Daniel Field. Appreciate you, mate. Member of the show and also a moderator of the show. Johnny, what is your take on Micky Tadze? I know you, apart from
what's he holding there?
It's a pint glass, isn't it? Or a shin pad or something. I don't know.
I mean, what is that? Is that a player of the game award? It's not a fucking cup, is it?
No, it's a player of the game, I think. Player of the game.
Yeah.
He's won a lot of them, mate. He's a fantastic player. He's Georgian kiss on it, you know?
What do I think of him? I don't know. It's like...
Come on, bro. If he come to Tottenham, he would be someone that would just come off the bench occasionally and would just pick up those little pockets, and he'd be an instant crowd favourite because his movement.
What do you mean pick your pockets? Oh, is he a thief? What?
Yeah, he thieves goals, mate. He thieves space.
Goals.
He thieves goals. He thieves opportunities.
Look, I think he's a good player. He's clinical, isn't he? He's clinical. That's what you would say about him. He's clinical finisher, great movement, good awareness, conversion rate's good. He can play as a pure 9, or he can drop deep, shadow striker. Quick feet. I mean, look, he's link-up play. I think the thing is for me is
if you're finishing your repertoire with one of them. Mate,
no.
This guy is fucking class,
no. Sure. Let me
Class.
clarify here, right? Everything I like about him. There's one thing I think he needs to play off of a big man. I think he's like a great second striker or winger or sort of midfielder sort of thing.
Yeah.
You with me? I'm not.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is I don't see him as the single solution.
No, 100% not. 100% not. He's
But
just someone that you can throw in. You could throw him in the 10 and let him fucking work. Let him
Well, that's
create,
what I'm
right?
saying. Play him with an Osserman.
Yeah. What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
Party time. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mate, I'll be getting shirts. I'll be getting shirts with his name on the top and the bottom above the arse. Like
too many letters,
like
mate.
Catholic.
You'd have to go to OK Jersey. Use that code TT10 because otherwise you'll be paying big money for Micky Tadze. Yeah.
Do they still charge by the letter at Tottenham?
Oh yeah, of course they do.
Yeah.
Don't ask for any full stops or exclamation marks. They're even more money. No,
We've got an Arsenal fan in the chat. He won't be going to you then. Mate, Blade Runner Tony, bro. Listen, this kid, this Micky Tadze guy. If you're old enough to remember Georgie Kinkladze, if you're looking at players like Kvaratskhelia, like it's that Georgian Ratatata. People like Micky Tadze was the reason why the name Ratatata was invented. It's the X factor. It's the thing, the kind of the chef's kiss. It's the word. It's the thing that you can't describe with a natural word that exists in the dictionary. It's something above. Right? He's just got the magic. He's got the Midas touch. He is the sort of guy that might do nothing, but then he can do everything. He can score a hat-trick in 7 minutes. He's the sort of guy that can just... He is that drop of Chateau Neuf du Pape with a red wine. He is a little sprinkle of the salt that turns it into from tasteless to tasty. It's a lot of sizzle, and with him, it's a lot of steak. The only problem is, for me, is his height. Means he's not a natural 9 in a natural 9 format. But the geezer has whatever it is, he has it. I love watching Micky Tadze play. He's superb.
Yeah, listen. I mean, as I said, part of a bigger jigsaw puzzle. I'm all in. I'm all in. And this is the thing, you know, we are waiting right now for. I mean, it's like I feel like the jigsaw puzzle is all the surrounding bits, and we just don't have that bit in the middle, which tells the full story. And that's
Exactly.
where we are right now with Tottenham Hotspur. You know, we got the
Yeah.
border done, we got the big, but the whole main picture is distinctly missing.
But okay, how about this? Neither of these players are probably going to settle most people's fans individually, but you talk about the little and large thing, I agree with you, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be sure how you would
Wayne
fit,
Rooney, that sort of thing, yeah.
sure. I wouldn't even be sure where you would fit Mikel Tadzi into a team, because he's not a natural left winger and he's not a 9. He's like the inside forward thing, but he just floats about. So maybe you'd pick him if you were to do a double 10 sort of system occasionally, you'd let one of them float right, one of them float left, whatever. But then you can't do that with touchline wingers. So it just might not be a tactical fit for how De Zerbi wants to play. So I can understand that if that's the decision. But if they went and got Mikel Tadzi, would you be okay with getting someone like a Mateta who could flick the ball onto him?
Yeah.
Like him playing that sort of, or that sort of
That's
role.
where we're going to be. Look, the player that I wanted from last year was Solis, right?
Yeah.
I mean, for me,
He had a good game yesterday for Arsenal.
mate, he's a top player. He's had so many man of the match awards. My friend Dave Peters up in Belgium there. We've been talking about him now for like over a year. They have got an absolute bargain for 35 million. And this is why I'm saying, if we had top scouts at Spurs, we would be spending 35 million on George Solis, because let me tell you something, he is like a 60, 70 million pound signing, in my opinion. And you will see that through this season. They got rid of Trossard, who did very well, another player I wanted Spurs to sign. But I think Solis is going to be a fantastic buy. And he's the type of player that would have come to Spurs and done a fantastic job. He's exactly what we need. Tricky, takes control of the game. I can't tell you how many times he was man of the match when I watched him Club Bruges. So, you know, I would really like to see us sign someone left field, a creative talent. And if it's a Mikadatsi, right, I'm happy to see him, but it can't be in isolation. It has to be part of a bigger striker. I mean, Balogun I like, but again, Balogun is not a big unit. You know, he's mobile. Yeah,
I'm with you, mate. I'm with you. Let me ask you this, mate. What if you had to stack rank? How much time you got, by the way? We've been going for an hour and 40. You got another 10 minutes in you?
Yeah, do another 10.
What is your stack ranking the positional? Right. So if you could like cherry pick the perfect end to the window, we've got 4 or 5 players that we need to see the back of, like Vicario, Romero. I guess Solomon's on his way out already. Maybe a loan for Micky Moore, maybe a Pape Sarr, maybe a Bentancur, whatever else, right? Whatever you think. And then we probably need 3 or 4 players coming in. How would you describe to me the perfect next 13 days or 20 days, including the end of August, right? What is it? We're on today. So yeah, we've got 21 days until the end of the window. Describe to me the perfect window in sort of sequential patterns. Do we need to sell first? If so, who? And for how much? Who do we need to sign? And do it from a realistic perspective, not from a dream world perspective. Where do we end up in terms of homegrown, in terms of non-homegrown? Who do we sell and when? And is it better to sell first, or is it now time to buy? Talk to me about your ideal last 3 weeks.
I think we've backed ourselves into a corner right now. Clubs know we need strikers. They also know we've got far too many players. We need to sell them. Clubs know that we need to sell Cuti Romero because we've got too many centre-backs, a bit like Chelsea's situation at the moment. The money situation has just taken a turn for the worse with the fact that Ashley Phillips' deal to Middlesbrough looks like it's broken down. So, yeah, I think you sell Cuti Romero. I think you sell Vicario. I think you sell Pape Sarr, potentially a Bentancur to Atletico Madrid with Cuti Romero. Can see that one potentially happening. I think he'd do very well at Atletico. I would not sell Jed Spence. I would sell Dom Solanke, but I don't think you're going to be able to sell him because I don't think he's going to be fit before the window closes. So that one, I think would be dead in the water. Even though I think Forest would take him, and I think maybe going to Forest would be good for him. Coming in, I think realistically, I mean, for us to be taken seriously, we desperately need to get Victor Osimhen. I'm happy with some of the other strikers we could potentially get, but they're not of the level to say this board is changing, is game changing. ENIC 2.0 is a game changer. Osimhen tells me that is the case. Bringing in a Mateta says we tried for Kane, we tried for Osimhen, we tried for all of these. But unfortunately, we're Tottenham Hotspur and we didn't have enough pull, even with De Zerbi. Because without De Zerbi, we wouldn't have probably 75% of the signings we've already got, I think.
Yeah. Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, so for me, a successful window would be an Osimhen, a left-back. Look, left wing back. Look, for me, I although I'm not a massive fan, I would say Gakpo is better value than Savinho. In the sense that I think he will suit De Zerbi's really attacking style and where he wants him to play. So I think Gakpo, Savinho, Gakpo, Osimhen, and we need a 10. For me, a superb window would be Gakpo, Osimhen, Morgan Gibbs-White. That would be my dream. Are they obtainable? I think they are.
Okay, what's your B list then?
My B list would be
for those three positions.
Syed Elmala on the left, or he can play either position.
There's no links to him, is there? There's nothing like.
Well, there is. There's light links.
Light links. Coming mainly from you. That's coming mainly from you, Johnny.
I'm linking him. Right? I'm linking him. God forbid he fucking signs and he's shocking.
That's the problem, bro.
Yeah.
That's the fucking problem. When you pitch for a player and then they end up coming, you go shit. Now, because if they stay where they are, you can always hide behind like no one's actually going to follow his career, right? I was always right about this guy, but if he comes to Tottenham, you got to pay attention and you got to hope it works out.
I think he'll probably need another year, and the problem is he's 19. I think he's 20 at the end of this month, but he'll probably go to Dortmund, and then in a year's time you'll be looking at 70-80 million pound. But I don't think we can take that risk on him right now, if I'm honest. As good as I think he's going to have a great season. So, but he would be, him or Savinho would be my B on that side. And as far as a striker was concerned, it would probably be a Balogun or a Mamouche, maybe, or a Mateta, one of those.
Yeah, okay. So for me, I would...
But I think we need a right side.
I want to see Romero gone in the next 24 hours.
Yeah.
Right. I want him gone from this football club. I want to move on from that story. I want it to be over and done with. I need to see Vicario fuck off soon. Because you at least know that there's money coming in. Until like where is that story? I don't know why there's no story with Vicario. It's mental, right? I want Vicario. It's obvious he's going to Juve. Just fucking get it done, right? I don't know why Juve are like what they're waiting for. Everyone seems to be saying that it's a natural thing. You've got ex-Juve players talking about him like he's a player of theirs, but yet he's not. He's sitting on a fucking ball on the sideline of a
looking for him on the cheap. Well, I mean, like I think he's going to end up like going for something like 14, 15 million. I can see it.
But well, I fucking hope not. I think 20 million euros, 25 million euros for Vicario. I think Romero, whatever it is, going to be 40 million, whatever. Okay, but that has to happen soon. I just hate this stalemate. I hate the stalemate, right? We haven't even spoken about Ash Phillips, mate. We got to talk about him for a split second. So the Ash Phillips deal is on hold because the Middlesbrough's medical has uncovered something. There's no detail on what it is, but it's like a meaningful problem with his health that Tottenham haven't identified. What is that? What the fuck is that, mate? What is that about? Middlesbrough can find something in the profile of a player before they sign him, but Tottenham weren't aware of it. What is that, mate? We need to get Gary on a mutual stream again, right? Because we've got new people in that apparently are really good now, right? Is that where are you at with that? Sorry to sidetrack the last conversation, but we.
No, but look,
segue. But yeah, go on.
It's typical Spurs, isn't it? It's typical Spurs. You know, it's typical. How have Middlesbrough found a problem with him? I mean, funny enough, we signed Romero with.
Have they got access to different fucking scanners? What actually happened? I'd love to get Gary on. What actually happens in the medical? I thought they just did some you walk or you run on a treadmill for 20 minutes and they measure your heart, right? But they found something in his leg or his hip or his back or his knee or whatever.
Who are we using? Dr. Zeus? Fucking hell. I mean, really?
But if Middlesbrough can find something that Tottenham weren't aware of, doesn't amplify the fucking point, Johnny?
Well, it's now £20 million light. Now this situation has been amplified. It's going to stop him going to any other club, right? And now they're going to have to find out what's wrong. Where they're going to play him? Who's going to take him out on loan? If they take him out on loan, there's all going to be all these preconditions. He was at Stoke for the last 2 seasons. Why? How comes no one at Stoke picked it up? Right. Didn't stop him playing. I need to dive into it. Before we slag off Spurs, it wasn't enough for him to continually play for Stoke for the last 2 seasons and captain the.
Maybe Middlesbrough are being extra careful, but.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, as far as we were aware, Ash Phillips was absolutely fine. But the Middlesbrough's the move is on hold because of a pending.
Well, if it was Dom
Solanke, it's not a minor issue. Apparently, it's a major thing that they've found.
Well, if it was Dom Solanke, I could understand. The deal's broken down because he's got a red raw sore throat, or he's got a sore knee. He fell over and scuffed it. That sort of thing could jeopardise a sale. Solanke.
Ash Phillips. I can't find it right now, but yeah, that whole deal is on. Let me see if I can put in Ashley Phillips. Is that going to work? Ashley Phillips.
There you go.
Okay. So someone else has just put something out a couple of hours ago. This guy called. He's nobody. The real reason that Ashley Phillips' deal with Borough has stalled is because both SCFC. Who would FCFC be? SC. No. Sheffield, Scunthorpe. No. Stoke City. And Saints have launched a bid for the player. Phillips is said to be leaning towards rejoining Stoke, but wanted time. Okay, so that's coming from Rohan Sports, whoever that is.
That would, yeah. You can lead with a story. Pop it up. If you got it up.
Yeah. Sorry. I thought it was on the screen.
No, it's on the screen.
There you go. So
that would make more. That would make more sense to me. Here we are about to slag off the medical team, but if he's pulled out because of a late bid, have Stoke actually got £20 million though? I'm not so sure.
Middlesbrough and Tottenham in standoff over moves worth up to 20 million for Ash Phillips after concerns raised in his medical.
Right.
So Spurs
click on that.
Ash Phillips. I will click on it.
Yeah.
Ash Phillips' proposed permanent deal flagged unexpected physical concerns. Oh, that's the Daily Mail article. Okay, we'll click on that. But then quickly, this other guy up here, whoever he is, well, actually, he's not important. This guy's important. And is he important? 25,000. West Ham correspondent, Roshane Thomas.
Yeah.
Whoever he is. He's the West Ham. Sorry, he's the West Ham correspondent for The Athletic. Okay. So it's good enough. The real reason that Ashley Phillips' deal with Borough has stalled is because Stoke City, I guess that's Stoke City, and Saints, Southampton, have launched a bid for the player. Phillips is said to be leaning towards rejoining Stoke, but wanted time to assess his options. So the Athletic are saying that it's nothing to do with the medical, it's to do with a better option.
Well, you don't want to live in Middlesbrough. Maybe he's
Howie!
Oh,
you know what? I haven't got a Daily Mail Plus account, so
No,
can't even look at it. Let me see if I can get it on. Let me see if I can get it on remove paywall. Here we go. Let's have a look at this. See if it works. Let's have a look.
That's a good thing, that remove paywall.
Only if it works. I'm not sure it always does, to be honest.
No, it doesn't always work. It doesn't always work.
Yeah, we got it. Here we go. We got it. Middlesbrough want Tottenham to revise their deal for defender Ashley Phillips amid concerns raised in his medical. Borough agreed to pay $7 million, rising to $20 million for the 21-year-old centre-back. Is this on the screen, Johnny?
Yeah.
But the deal stalled at the weekend, though talks are ongoing. As Daily Mail Sport report, the centre-back was at Middlesbrough's Rockcliffe Park training ground. However, issues were raised and the move was put on hold while all parties try to find a suitable solution. Middlesbrough will now explore an initial loan. Phillips has spent the last 2 seasons at Stoke City.
Are they trying to pull out pants down like everybody else is? Like £7 million? You know, if you pull out of a deal with Spurs, they're that desperate, they'll cut the price. Like Manor Solomon, 5 million plus 2. It was rumoured to be 20, 10 plus 10 if they got promoted. How can you only have a £7 million sale? That's absolutely outrageous. Should be a bonus if he gets promoted or if he scores 10 goals or 10 GA or something. Should be bonuses linked to that.
Yeah, it doesn't give you too much information. It just says, after receiving a significant sell-on fee from the Morgan Rogers deal, Borough have signed the likes of Jeremy Sarmiento, Lancashire, Vitek, Barhalter, and Joseph. It doesn't say what the problem is. So I don't know. Do you believe the Daily Mail?
Conjecture at the moment, mate. Conjecture.
Yeah.
Conjecture. I don't know. Middlesbrough are likely to get promoted this season, I would say. A good chance that they could get promoted this season. With the money they got from Rogers, they were very unlucky last season. And with Will Lancashire there, I think Will Lancashire will end up as the top goal scorer in the Championship next season. And I'm going to be fuming.
You think goal scorer? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Where's my? Where's the echo coming?
No, not touched anything.
What? That's weird. Can you hear the echo?
No.
Yeah, there's an echo.
Maybe it's linked to the shadows, Sean.
You haven't changed anything?
No, haven't touched anything. Nada.
Hang on. Is it still there?
Yeah,
it's still there. Okay.
Now I sound like I'm in a dishwasher.
Stay there. I'll be back in a second.
Okay. There he is. Oh, and he's gone. Guys, don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button while you're there. While you're there, also get on down and get to OK Jersey if you get time. Follow me on Talking Tottenham 1882. Also on Instagram. Building that up. Oh, here he comes. Here comes Sean, the Echo Butler.
Is that better?
No, you sound like all of a sudden there's a lot of...
The echo's gone now, though, right?
No, well, I didn't know it was an echo before until now.
Oh, I think the echo's gone now. Well, that was so weird. So random.
You sound very loud now. You sound very loud.
Now I sound loud. Okay. No echo. The echo's gone.
Yeah, echo's gone. All good.
That's so random. Hackers are going to hack, bro. Hackers are hacking, you know?
Yeah.
Someone in the Tottenham community is psychotic.
Yeah, right.
Or sociopathic, you know? And now I'm very loud. What the fuck? Let me turn that down. Is it better?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's better. There was
Better,
this
yeah?
like backing sort of noise there, like you were by a machine or something. Johnny, have you had
Dear.
Arsenal yet for being linked to Neto? I couldn't care, mate. Couldn't care. I think you need to. Yeah, it was very loud. Yeah, they all said it very loud. Tech newbies. Sean's new to the game. You got to give him. You got to give him space while he's learning the YouTube game.
Mate, it's wild, man. It's wild. Like I was literally, everything was fine the entire show, and then all of a sudden, an echo emerges.
Who's this geezer, right? Mikkel Ladder, for God, 6'7" striker.
Never heard of him.
Who when we did Football Inc? Who was the Norwegian striker that kept scoring the goals with that sort of Italian sounding name that Foxy used to give us? What was his name?
Francolino Jew.
Francolino.
He played in Denmark. He played in Denmark for Midtjylland.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Francolino.
What? Just once again, someone put some respect on Butler's fucking name. Foxy didn't give us that name. I was talking about him long before Foxy was. How fucking dare you, Johnny? How fucking dare you? You're winding me up, bro. That's a wind up, pal. That's a fucking wind up.
After the event. After the event. No, but
Not after the event of fucking all, you cheeky bastard. I've got fucking WhatsApp messages I can show you that were long before anything that fucking what's his name came up with Foxy. Have fucking put some fucking credit to the guy you fucking brought into it. You might not have been paying attention, and then when Foxy came in, oh Foxy, thanks for the Francolino story. I've been talking. You just weren't listening, bro. You just weren't fucking listening. This fucking outrage is winding me up. People, especially coming from a guy like Johnny, who claims I've been mentioning him, I've been talking about him for the last 10 fucking years. Absolute outrageous fucking slander.
I mentioned him before he was born. Tell me something. Where is he, Sean? Because he was scoring goals.
Is that Midtjylland? Is that
Yeah,
Midtjylland?
I know, but no one's coming for him. Have they?
Is it loud? Is it?
It was very, very loud, mate.
Well, I can't. I'm not. There's nothing changed on my side. Don't wind me up, Johnny. Don't fucking wind me up with the Foxy thing, and I won't have to shout. Okay? I don't know what. I don't know why the audio settings have gone haywire, but you're winding me up, Marshall. You are winding me up. The fucking gall. The gumption on you lot in the chat.
Oh, tell me something. Brennan Johnson, mate, one of the greatest frauds in football, mate. He's laid claim to winning the Europa League when he never even touched the ball. He still goes shopping with his mummy, right? Honestly, he's had three clubs in it. How long was he? Was it 3 clubs in a year?
Who?
Brennan Johnson.
He's down at Everton now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be
He'll
interesting.
fail there as well.
How about Ndai? Can you see that one happening? There you go.
I'm trying to fix my speech, my audio. Is it all better?
Yeah, it's better than it was. Ndai, how about him?
Yeah, well, worse output than Mathys Tel, you know.
Yeah, fixed. Yeah, it's definitely better. Definitely better.
All right, let's get back to the screaming and shouting then. I can pay some fucking respect on Francolino Jew's early investor, early adopter. You're outrageous, Johnny. You are outrageous. You just weren't paying attention, mate. You weren't paying attention. You know?
We mentioned him a lot. I just seem to remember Foxy, waxing.
No, you didn't. You didn't remember. You might have heard him mention him, but you might have forgotten that in the moment I said, I've been talking about him on WhatsApp for weeks, of which you never gave any
Foxy,
fucking acknowledgement for.
There, mate. If you could pop in, Foxy, and bring the receipts with you. Next time we're on here, Sean's going to be getting his WhatsApps out.
Listen. After what I've just heard, the next time I hear Johnny say something like "I've been mentioning him for ages," I am going to bury Johnny. Okay? I've been fucking like dialing down my fucking my receipts game for a long time. After this, all bets are fucking off, Johnny. All bets are off, bro.
Put some respect on Blowjob's name. Kate, come on, mate. You've got to stop all this.
Still too loud. What is going on?
Don't know.
Hackers are hacking.
Mate,
Hackers are hacking.
do we still have the Brennan Johnson video? Have you got that, mate? Where is it?
Oh, have I?
You must have it. Where is it? You must have it.
Where is he? Where is that? Do I have it? I think I've got it. I think someone deleted it to make room for something else. I got this
Just
one.
when you thought your squad was getting proper, that player won't leave. They call that cock blocker.
Yeah, that's Cuti Romero right now.
No, someone's deleted my my video of Brennan Johnson doing his
Show
doing
pony.
his dance. Yeah, where's it gone?
He was a show pony. I think it's she's on about gushing again. I've never known anyone to gush as much. Hope you're well, Kate and Jimbo. I think that's about it, Shawnee. And there's
We'll round off. We've been going for a long time. We'll round off there. All right, guys. Oh, there's fucking shitloads of these like 2 joules coming in. Big up to Kinsky with 67 joules. Big up to you, mate. Thank you very much. Big up to G Giant with 200 joules. Big up to you. Don't know what these things mean. I think they're kind of largely. I don't know what's going on with them. Big up to Kinsky as well. Thank you very much indeed. Big up to Daniel Field with 2 joules, a penny. Big up to another one, 2 joules, and another one again. You bastard! Thank you very much indeed, Stephen Ost 9281.
Get out the bag, mate. You're just it's going to be an hour and a half show, and an hour and 10 minutes of it is going to be doing the joules.
The joules, yeah. Big up to you, Stephen. Thank you very much. Dean Lord Chudini. Big up to you, Chudini. He says, big up, guys. See you in the number 8 soon, Sean. Yes, mate. I might try and get myself down to the game for Hoffenheim now. Now I know everyone's going to be there. Big up to you, bro. Thank you very much indeed. Rob Walsh says, so he's a ratata-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. That's about Mikhail Tadzi, isn't it? Mikhail Tadzi. I think we're going to call him from now on. Big up to you, bro. Thank you very much indeed. Kinsky with 3 pence. Big up to you, Kinsky. Barry Bandana says, Simon and Garfunkel, Batman and Robin, Butler and Johnny. This duo is always fantastic. Big up, fellas. Big up to you, Barry Bandana. Appreciate you. Very, very cool of you, mate. Thank you very much indeed. Super Spurs Blano with the 1,000 joules. 1,000 joules.
Go-to trophy. Yeah.
I don't know what these things are. I don't think I get to select what the actual wording is. I think it just comes in with whatever it is. Big up to you, buddy. Thank you so much, mate.
In this country, goats are needing 24-hour protection in fields at the moment.
Because they've got wonderfully aesthetic arseholes, haven't they? Yes. Apparently.
If you see a goat in distress in your local field, give it a thought.
Just don't take it to the nearest mosque, eh?
Yeah.
Big up to Adam Score Drawlock. Big up to you, mate. 10 joules. Thank you, Adam. Appreciate you all. Listen, wonderful end to the show. Is it loud again? You're winding us up. You're winding me up. I don't know what's happened to the old acoustics.
I was going to say, guys, I've got a show tonight, 8 o'clock, where I'll be having on a former Spurs non-executive director. 8 o'clock tonight on Talking Tottenham 1882. So if you're around tonight, come and have a watch of that. It's been a pleasure, Sean, today.
Loved it, mate. Loved
as
it,
always, the gang's back together. Everyone seems to be happy. Cheers from Norway. Wrong show. Yes, I know. That was last night, right?
All right, guys, listen, we're going to leave it there. We love you all. Thanks, everyone, for stopping by. Please make sure that you get over to Johnny's channel if you're watching via mine. And please get over to my channel if you're watching via Johnny's. Smash the like, smash the sub. And Johnny will be back later, and I'll see if I can squeeze out something else as well. Maybe a members show or something a little bit later on as well. But love you all, guys. Take care. Cheers, Johnny. Appreciate everyone. Take care. Bye, guys.
Take care. Bye. Bye.